10,000 years ago, if you focused too hard, you died. If you were a specialist, if you only knew how to stare at the tracks of one specific deer, you were the first to be eaten. Why? Because you didn't see the shadow moving in the tall grass to your left. You didn't hear the silence of the birds above you. The survivors, the ones who carried our DNA forward, were the unfocused ones. They were the ones whose brains scanned the entire horizon at once. They were the ones who could connect a change in the wind to a coming storm and a hidden predator. But today, society calls that a disorder. They call it scattered. They want you to be a specialist, a single bolt in a massive machine. They've sold you the lie that if you aren't digging one hole a mile deep, you're failing at life. But the world just changed. The machine is breaking, and that unfocused brain of yours, it isn't a defect. It is a high-response survival system built for a world where the rules are being rewritten every single day. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why your distraction is actually superior neural architecture. We are living through the expertise trap. We've been conditioned to believe that the specialist is the king of the economy. But look at the data. A specialist is like a high-performance sports car on a perfectly paved road. They're fast until the road ends. And in 2026, the road is ending for everyone. When an AI can outcode a senior developer or outdiagnose a doctor, the specialist becomes fragile. They have no plan B because they never allowed their brain to wander. But you have what we call neural redundancy. Because you've spent your life jumping between disparate ideas, your brain has built a web instead of a line. While the expert is digging deeper into a hole they can't get out of, you are standing on the surface, seeing how the whole map connects. This isn't just having many interests. This is cognitive biodiversity. And in nature, the more diverse a system is, the harder it is to kill. The 20th century belonged to the I shape. One skill, one job, one life. The early 21st century belonged to the T shape. One skill, but a little bit of general knowledge. But the future belongs to the M shape. An M-shaped mind has multiple pillars of depth. Think of it like an architect who also understands the chemistry of the concrete and the psychology of the people walking through the door. To a specialist, that architect looks unfocused, but to the world, that architect is irreplaceable. Your unfocused nature is actually your brain's attempt to build multiple pillars. You aren't quitting, you are sampling. You are testing the structural logic of different worlds to see which ones can support your future. We've been conditioned that focus is a virtue. But in psychology, there's a hidden danger called cognitive entrenchment. When you spend years doing only one thing, your brain begins to prune away the neural pathways that allow for divergent thinking. You literally lose the ability to see outside your own box. You become a prisoner of your own expertise. Why do the biggest companies in the world, the ones that dominated for decades, suddenly vanish? It's because they were filled with specialists who were too focused on perfecting a product that was becoming obsolete. They had high focus, but zero adaptive intelligence. Your unfocused mind is the antidote to this decay. While others are narrowing their vision, you are keeping your neural plasticity alive. You are constantly forcing your brain to rewire itself. This isn't just curiosity, it's brain maintenance. You are keeping your cognitive gears lubricated so that when the world shifts, you don't snap, you bend. In a crisis, the specialist often freezes. Why? Because the crisis doesn't follow the rules of their specific field. But the unfocused person thrives here. Because you've been a beginner so many times, you've mastered the most important skill in the 21st century, rapid decoding. You know how to walk into a room, assess a chaotic situation, and find the logic in the noise. You did it when you learned that instrument, when you researched that obscure history, and when you taught yourself that software. You have a high chaos tolerance. While the specialists are waiting for instructions, you are already building a bridge using the random pieces of information you've gathered over a lifetime. You aren't afraid of the unknown because you've spent your entire life exploring it. Here is the secret. The greatest breakthroughs in human history never came from specialists. They came from unfocused minds who dragged an idea from one room into a room that it didn't belong. This is far transfer. It's taking the logic of music and applying it to software. It's taking the grit of a martial art and applying it to a boardroom negotiation. The unfocused brain is a synthesis machine. You aren't just collecting information, you are colliding it. Every time you feel that itch to start something new, it's your brain looking for a new collision. Specialists solve problems they've seen before. Generalists solve problems that have never existed. The age of the single path is over. We are entering the age of the polymath. Stop trying to fix your focus. Stop trying to turn your brain into a narrow laser. A laser can cut, but it cannot illuminate a room. You were built to be the sun. You were built to see the whole landscape. Your chaos is actually a sophisticated piece of biological engineering designed to keep you alive when the specialists are being replaced by code. Own your range. Own your distraction, because the people who can see the whole map are the only ones who can decide where we go next. Your unfocused mind is your greatest strength. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
If this helped you understand your mind, share this with someone who needs clarity. Subscribe. This channel is yours. Comment below best part you like in the video and what topic you want next. We're just getting started.